effective to still set an offer review date in King and Snohomish counties?
Let's do that. This is some of the most fascinating stats I've seen ever, as far as the real estate market is concerned.
So these are new stats. I asked myself the question this morning. I'm like, how can I tell? Actually, a couple of weeks ago when I set up these searches, I asked myself a couple of weeks ago, how can I tell if it's still a good time, if it still benefits the seller to set an offer review date, as opposed to reviewing offers upon receipt? And so I pulled the data for both Snohomish and King counties.
Do you want to go to King first or Snohomish?
Oh yeah, you put it up because mine's going to be backwards.
Which one, King or Snohomish?
Let's do King first.
All right, there you go.
Hi guys, thanks for joining. All right, so Dan, you have it on the screen. Sorry, you guys on TikTok, you can't see it. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube too, I believe. So they can see it, but you guys can't. So you're gonna have to just listen. So bottom line is, of the people that set offer review dates in King County, there were 239 folks that went on the market between June 10th and June 15th. So just those 5 days, right? There's 6 days is what I'm talking about here. 239 set offer review dates. Now they varied from 5 days to 10, 11 days out. But then I took a look at that cart. I put those all in a cart. So we saved all those listings to see how they performed. Okay. So 239 listings on the market with offer review dates in King County, June 10th to June 15th. We had 56% of them go off the market within the first 7 days on the market. Okay. Now let's talk about how many made their offer review date. 47% went under contract within their offer actually on their offer review date or within 1 day of their offer review date going forward. Because sometimes when we review offers, it takes us 24 hours to actually come to mutual acceptance and get the transaction turned in. So I said, mutual offer review date +1. So and that was 47%. So that's a pretty good number, better than I would have anticipated. In addition to the 47%, guys, 8% got early offers. So those for sure went over asking price. So that's pretty incredible. Good numbers for King County. I would say, yes, keep setting offer review dates if you are priced well and you are properly prepared for the market and the other people in your category. So your price range, your home style, age group, are they setting offer review dates with success? And if they are, then yes, it's in your best interest to do that. We know for sure that at least 8% of them got probably far over asking price. So it's definitely worthwhile in King County. So we talked about 56% got under a contract within the first 7 days of the ones that set offer review dates. So how about the ones that didn't set offer review dates? How many of those went off the market in the first 7 days? 39%. So I don't know, what's the deal? What's the difference here? So are we looking at the advantage of setting an offer review date, just the idea that you're setting an offer review date, or are those homes more well prepared for market and priced better? So, but we definitely see a difference there. So I thought that was really interesting. Of the ones that reviewed offers upon receipt, we now have 56% of those still on the market now. So that's on June 27th, right? You got to get that up there.
I got to put it up there. That's right.
Thank you, Dan.
Go. Yeah, no problem with that.
So we got 1,836 listings on the market currently right now. That number is going up every week. 53% of sellers in King County set offer review dates. 45% of sellers got under contract within 7 days on the market if they listed their home between June 9th and June 15th. 55% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between, May 26th and June 8th. May 26th and June 8th. So King County numbers continuing to soften slightly. That 2-week data is staying up. It's staying pretty high, but that used to be in the 60s and 70s and is now down into the mid 50s.
Right.
So,
but But I do think it's going to be it's going to make for a very interesting fall season, because if we can get interest rates
Yes.
close to 6%, going into say September, that's when business normally starts picking up again. September, October, right? We start get a little pickup.
Well, if
Hopefully,
interest rates come down, that will stimulate the fall market, right?
that's
I
right.
mean, there's some activity in, there's some activity all through summer, right? July, August. Some people are still trying to get into a place in August. So you still have some activity, but you still have an influx of housing inventory coming on.
Right.
The inventory it slows down a lot when you get into September, October, November. That's when the inventory that comes on the market slows down.
Right.
So,
So a combination of slowing inventory coming on the market,
yeah,
with
that's right.
probably an increase in buyers if we do get that drop in rates.
Yes.
I mean, what it really points to, I'm not trying to say buy now, buy now, buy now, but if you're just looking at the stats, just like a cold-hearted statistician, the time you want to buy is when you have more inventory coming on the market and fewer people looking to buy that inventory, right? And
Yeah.
and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the deal. So I like talking about these real estate cycles, and I wish we had the chart to show people. And approximately June or May, the real estate market it appreciates. That's when you see most of the appreciation for the year. There's not going to be much after that. Through the summer, it's just going to go like this. Go back and forth. Because we have inventory creep up, but our pricing is already baked in the cake now, right? So we're already up 25%. For the year. And then we may tick back a little bit in the summer, depending on how much inventory comes on the market in the summer. So, but what I'm saying is the prices are already high. By the time you get to June, the appreciation is already baked in the cake. But you have to think about what doesn't usually happen is we don't usually have coming down much in the fall. So it comes down some, but it doesn't come down back to where we started in January. So it doesn't matter really where you buy in that between summer and December phase. You're probably still going to be paying less than what you would by the time you get to next summer. So you'll have appreciation within that year, no matter how much you pay this year, more than likely, unless you get into one of those crazy bidding wars and you're just acknowledging you're buying into the market and you're not going to catch up for a year or two. Right. And that's okay too, because sometimes that perfect house is worth that. Yeah. I'm gonna do it once. Hey, can we switch gears? I finally finished my buyer guide, you guys. So this is my buyer guide, my personalized buyer guide for myself to give to my clients. So it's got it's been written by me for the most part. I've borrowed a few things from the Windermere platform, but it's really cool. It basically takes you step by step through the buying process, all the way from the initial steps. So I could just show you a little bit here. It's got my bio in it. Is anybody watching? I'm not sure. Let's see. And then it's got it talks about buyer agency, because we still have buyer agency. Obviously, in this country, it's where the realtor owes their buyer their allegiance. So there's also something called a home buyer roadmap, and this is pretty cool. So it takes you through I believe it's 12 steps to getting a home. It starts with the buyer consultation. So I did my first formal buyer consultation as required by new state law. I mean, you don't have to do it, but it makes your life a lot easier as a realtor if you do the buyer consultation. And it went very easily with my new buyer guide. So the buyer consultation, step 1. Step 2, pre-approval. The buyer needs to talk to a lender or two and feel comfortable with the payment before you set up their home search. and they actually start looking at homes. So showings is number 4. Then you submit an offer. Then we've got negotiations, right, which I facilitate. And then page 2 of the home buyer roadmap, mutual acceptance, right? So you get under contract, and then you get your financing finalized. So you finish providing documentation to the lender. If you haven't done that up front, hopefully you've done that up front. Inspections, we start ordering inspections unless the seller has already had a seller procured inspection and a sewer scope or septic pumping. And then number 10 is appraisal. So, we always want to make sure we get through the appraisal, make sure the appraisal comes in at value. or over. If it doesn't, then we have to look at other options like renegotiating with the seller and see if you want to bring some money to closing, or if we can maybe meet somewhere in the middle, or convince the seller to sell it to us at the appraised value. So, final walkthrough, that's your last opportunity to get to go through the home prior to closing, to make sure there aren't any damages, or not things you didn't notice, but there aren't any damages that or things that are different from when you saw the home. So make sure there's no scratches in the floors, and the doors and everything operates as it did when you saw the home. So, you know, and that includes looking under kitchen sinks, cabinets, and making sure there's no water, nothing dripping in the bathrooms. You want to look for water damage, water on the floor, standing water. A lot of times these homes have been vacated before closing, and somebody may not have gone through there within a week or two. And so that's an opportunity for us to find something that might need fixing at the last minute. So walkthrough is very important. And lastly, closing and escrow handles most of that. Obviously, I'm a team player when it comes to getting you through escrow, and you'll likely get assigned a mobile signer, a mobile notary, to help you with sign your documents. Or a lot of times you can sign them at the title